Welcome back to Who Wants to Be a Smarty Pants? Our contestant for today is Aaron. The question is, who is today's contestant on Who Wants to Be a Smarty Pants? Now, Aaron, you've polled the audience, you got no help there. They thought it was George Clooney. You phoned a friend, and he said it was Michael Jackson, who isn't even in the studio today. And you're out of lifelines. So now I have to ask, for $5,000, who is today's contestant on Who Wants to Be a Smarty Pants? Oh, gosh, that's a tough one. I mean, it could be anybody in the whole world. If only I wasn't competing today, I could watch and I would know the answer for sure. Okay. I think I'm going to have to say, Aaron. Today's contestant on Who Wants to Be a Smarty Pants is Aaron. Is that your final answer? Yes. Final answer. That is correct. Today's contestant on Who Wants to Be a Smarty Pants is Aaron. Congratulations, Aaron. You, sir, are a Smarty Pants. Hey everyone, it's Mr. Aaron. Welcome to Book Babbles Middle Grade Edition, where this week we're all about nonfiction. If you're hungry for the truth, then stick with us, 'cause we've got it for you. From courageous cavalry rides deep into enemy territory to harrowing covert missions undertaken by spies and soldiers, the events of the American Civil War were filled with daring figures and amazing feats. This exhilarating overview covers the biggest battles, as well as captivating lesser-known moments to entertain kids with unbelievable and totally true tales of one of America's most fascinating conflicts. Okay, so if you look on the cover of this book, you'll see this little seal right up here, certifying this book as 100% not boring. Having read this book myself, give it my Aaron seal, certifying that this is indeed a true statement. This book is freaking awesome. If you enjoy war novels like The Ghost of Midway, any of Alan Gratz's work, or even the war scenes in Pax, you'll definitely enjoy a big chunk of this book. And if you like spy books like the IQ series, Spy School, or Harriet the Spy, the espionage sections of this are going to really draw you in. Unfortunately, no ebook or digital audiobook through the library, but you can still get Guts and Glory, the American Civil War in print. From the Civil War to the 1960s, let's see what our next selection has in store for us. Raised in South Carolina and New York, Jacqueline Woodson always felt halfway home in each place. In vivid poems, she shares what it was like to grow up as an African American in the 1960s and 70s, living with the remnants of Jim Crow and her growing awareness of the civil rights movement. Touching and powerful, each poem is both accessible and emotionally charged, each line a glimpse into a child's soul as she searches for her place in the world. Woodson's eloquent poetry also reflects the joy of finding her voice through writing stories, despite the fact that she struggled with reading as a child. Her love of stories inspired her and stayed with her, creating the first sparks of the gifted writer she was to become. You know, this book was a National Book Award finalist. Isn't that cool? If you like books written in verse, such as former Indian Paintbrush nominee The Crossover, be sure to pick this one up. Or if you're interested in novels where people of color have to try and overcome the societal obstacles in front of them, then definitely pick this up and give it a try. You can find Brown Girl Dreaming an ebook on Overdrive and digital audiobook on Overdrive and Cloud Library. Hold on! We've got one last true tale that may just keep your interest afloat. Out of the depths of the Great Depression comes the astonishing tale of 9 working-class boys from the American West who, at the 1936 Olympics, showed the world what true grit really meant. With rowers who were the sons of loggers, shipyard workers, and farmers, the University of Washington's 8-oar crew was never expected to defeat the elite East Coast teams. And yet they did, going on to shock the world by challenging the German boat rowing for Adolf Hitler. In the center of the tale is Joe Rance, a teenager without family or prospects, whose personal quest captures the spirit of his generation, the generation that would prove in the coming years that the Nazis could not prevail over American determination and optimism. Now, this book was originally written for adults, but this version I have here was specially adapted for younger readers, similar to what they did with Unbroken a few years ago. This title was also an Indian Paintbrush nominee a few years ago, by the way. Those who enjoy books about athletes overcoming the odds to compete at their best, like the novels of Tim Green, are bound to find some enjoyment in this title. Or, if you enjoyed Words on Fire for its depiction of a young heroine overcoming the odds against her to show her people that a foreign threat really can be dealt with, then definitely give this nonfiction a try. You can find this version of The Boys in the Boat in ebook and digital audiobook on Overdrive. If you're moved by true stories, then I hope you'll consider giving some of today's selections a try. And maybe when you're finished, you too can be a smarty pants.